But this one right here, trust me, you cannot go wrong. This right here is my head turner. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Elaine for those of you that are new here, and to all my subscribed LAINEY loves that are coming back, welcome back. So for today's video, I'm bringing you guys an ultimate gift guide as far as women's fragrances go. Just a little guide with some information to help you with your holiday shopping if a fragrance is your gift of choice for the women in your life. So the fragrances that I'm sharing with you today are the ones that I actually do own, so I do know them, have worn them for quite a while, and I absolutely recommend them. 10 out of 10, and I'll be sharing details with you as far as the fragrance notes and kind of guiding you on which fragrances suit which kind of lady, because I know, well, personally for me, I wear fragrances according to my mood, so depending on how I feel for the day, that's pretty much going to dictate which fragrance I choose. So I've got some notes on my phone, so if you guys see me looking down, then that's what I'm doing, is just quickly referring to my notes. Without further ado, let's get started. So these first few fragrances that I'm going to share with you are actually more on the budget-friendly side. We're going to keep it under $60 for the bottle only, or for the gift set, which typically comes with a body wash and a body lotion, or sometimes they'll throw in a little travel size bottle of perfume. And before I get started, I do have links down below for each fragrance, but feel free to shop around because you might be able to find a better deal elsewhere. But one thing I will tell you is if it's too cheap, it's probably watered down. So just make sure that wherever you're getting your fragrances from, if it's not directly from a department store or fragrance store, that it is a reputable website. But yeah, so the links below are just for reference. You don't have to use them. I just did a little bit of the work for you. If you don't feel like searching too hard, the links will be below. So the first fragrance that I'll be sharing with you is Fancy Love by Jessica Simpson. I have had this fragrance basically for over 8 years, actually maybe over 10. And I will always keep this as part of my collection. This fragrance has top notes of peach blossom, goji leaf, bergamot, and pink champagne, and has middle notes of peony, jasmine, rose, lotus, and frangipani, which I have no idea if that's how you say it. I don't know what that is, but clearly it belongs in there because this fragrance is delicious. And for those of you who may not be as familiar with fragrance lingo, the top notes are basically the notes that you're going to pick up initially after you've sprayed it on your skin. The middle notes are what will follow after you've worn it for a while. And the base notes are going to be what you smell once the fragrance has settled into your skin for a while. And that's what's going to linger with you through the day. But anyway, I can't say enough good things about this fragrance. You need this in your life. I would consider this a warm, kind of sweet, but not overwhelming fragrance. So if there's a woman in your life who doesn't like to wear too much fragrance, but still wants to smell like something, then this is definitely for that person. This next fragrance is Vintage Bloom, also by Jessica Simpson. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love pretty much everything that she has put out as far as fragrance goes, but the Fancy Love and this Vintage Bloom are more my style. And this actually came out in 2012, and I was still working for this fragrance company that I was with for 5 years, and for the life of me, I could not understand why this was not more expensive. But this one right here, trust me, you cannot go wrong. This right here is my head turner. It actually does not get enough credit because oh, I'm gonna spray this one into the air. Oh, yes. Okay, so let's get into the details of this perfume. Somehow it seems like the composition of this one is a lot simpler, but when I tell you this fragrance is super complex as far as the fragrance it puts out, this one is like super special. So it's got top notes of lemon and caipirinha lime zest, followed by middle notes of raspberry blossom and peony, and finally settles into base notes of musk and sandalwood. I don't know if it's a sandalwood that does it because I do love sandalwood. I love anything that has sandalwood in it, but this perfume, like I'm gonna keep saying it, this one is so special, so special. And I really don't think there's an age barrier with this one because, I mean, you could be 15, you could be 92. This is gonna make you smell good and have people following you around like, excuse me, ma'am, what are you wearing? Like I said, it's complex, it's sophisticated, and the longer this stays on you, it starts to put out this warm, sensual scent. So if you're single and you're looking for a man, this will help you hook him, honey. Trust me. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, so if you're married and you want your husband to be like, hey babe, what you got on? Yeah, this is the one. So this next fragrance is by none other than Rihanna. You know we love Rihanna. Rihanna is bae. So this actually came out in 2012 as well, which clearly 2012 was just killing it as far as the fragrances go. So when it came out, I do remember smelling it, and I was younger then, and to me it was super powdery for some reason. It just was not my thing. So I've kind of ignored this one for years. But the only reason that I have it is because my husband decided to pick it up for me. He's got this thing where, you know, he feels guilty if he comes home with stuff for himself without bringing me something, which I'm not complaining. But yeah, so he went fragrance shopping for himself, and he decided to pick up 2 gift sets, which are going to be these next 2 fragrances, including this one. But yeah, so he brought this home for me, and when I saw it, I was like, oh yay, perfume. I love perfume. He knows I'm addicted to perfume, so I'm never going to turn down a bottle or be sad about it. But you know, the sad thing is I would have never bought this for myself, but I'm really, really glad that he bought it for me, because this perfume, now that I'm older, for some reason, just smells amazing. And it's got top notes of sweet guava, pear, and mandarin orange, followed by middle notes of velvety sambac jasmine, orange blossom, and gardenia, with base notes of vanilla orchid, sandalwood, and musk. Now when you initially spray this, I definitely do still pick up that powdery scent, but the longer this sits on you, you definitely start to pick up on the floral notes, the fruity notes, and then the base notes make it a little bit more creamy and soft. To me, I would say this fragrance is best suited for that woman in your life that's kind of fun and flirty and young, whether it be at heart or by age. But yeah, definitely the free spirit would rock this one really well. As promised, this next fragrance is also by Rihanna. This one actually came out in the summer of 2015 and is the 6th fragrance that Rihanna has put out. This perfume really does bring you the essence of the Caribbean. It's got top notes of Italian mandarin, passion fruit, black currant, and rum absolute, followed by heart notes of orange blossom, pink freesia, jasmine, and Japanese honeysuckle, and finishes off with base notes of musk, Madagascan vanilla, and Indonesian sandalwood. Now I know the bottle may not be as aesthetically pleasing for your countertop. I mean, it doesn't look fancy or anything, but I mean, it's not like you're walking around and holding the bottle, so that doesn't really matter. What matters is that this scent will follow you around all day. It's super long lasting and literally just gets better as the hours go by. As far as who I'd recommend this for, I would say this is for the woman that wants you to know that she has walked into the room. Because while the fragrance is soft, it definitely makes a statement. But even so, it's still very feminine and fun. Okay, so this last fragrance that is under my $60 price point list, I bring to you none other than Amore by CACHAREL. Now this fragrance actually launched in 2003, and for some reason I feel like this one is kind of hard to find sometimes, but it's definitely out there. This fragrance has such sentimental value for me. I think it was the first expensive perfume that I bought for myself, and it just has so many really, really good memories attached to it. So even though I don't wear it as often, now that my collection has grown and my interests have kind of changed, I still love to keep this one around, because when I spray it, it's really just for me to remember simpler times, fun times, and memories that I don't want to let go of. So the primary notes in the composition of this perfume include blood orange, mandarin, and pink grapefruit. As it ages on the skin, you'll start to pick up notes of malati flower, white musk, lily of the valley, ambergris, vanilla, and sandalwood. Even though it doesn't seem to have a lot of fruity notes in it, this one is definitely on the fruity side. It's like fruity and floral. It's really, really sweet. So if you're not a fan of really, really sweet fragrances, I would not recommend this for you. But if you don't mind it, then I definitely recommend this one for you. It's definitely long lasting, and I would say this one does not change as it develops as dramatically as other scents. So what you see is what you get, and I love that about it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we're moving into some of the pricier fragrances, but I am going to try and keep all of these under 160. So this first fragrance is Daisy Oh So Fresh by Marc Jacobs. There are quite a few fragrances in the Daisy collection, and the way you'll know that it's the Oh So Fresh is because it comes in a pink box and it's got the pink, yellow, and white flowers on the top. I actually really love this fragrance for the summertime. So it says that the top notes for this fragrance are grapefruit blended with raspberry and green notes. I'm not sure what that means. And then it's got middle notes of jasmine and rose paired with violet, apple blossoms, and a touch of lychee. Lychee? Is it lychee? I don't know. Lychee fruit. And then the base notes for this one are going to be musk, Virginia cedar, and plum. So a very interesting composition on this one. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I think this fragrance is good for absolutely any woman. Even if you're not a floral fan, I think you'll really like this one because it's just so light and so fresh. I mean, it literally, you walk around smelling like a beautiful summer breeze. And the thing that I love about this one is you're not gonna pick it up very much on yourself, but everyone around you is definitely gonna catch a whiff, okay? Without even having to stand too close. But yeah, so this will definitely be a great scent to spoil any lady with this Christmas. So in keeping with this floral trend, this next fragrance is Versace Bright Crystal. This one was released in 2006, but I don't care if it's 2022, if it's 2064, this one is always gonna be a gem. I mean, literally. And I also love to wear this one in the summertime, particularly for the evening, because even if it's a floral and it is a super fresh fragrance, it's got a spicy finish to it that is just so sensual and perfect for the nighttime. As far as the notes go, it says that the top notes are gonna be pomegranate, yuzu with a hint of chilled frost, whatever that means, followed by middle notes of lotus in full bloom, fancy, and sweet magnolias and peony, and then finally finishes off with base notes of acai woodiness, deep amber, and musk. I definitely recommend this for any woman. It is sophisticated, it's got a very elegant scent to it, but like I said, it's got spicy undertones, so it'll start off fresh and fun and light, but then by the time it's finished with you, it's completely lured you in. Okay, so I'm gonna start moving a little bit faster for these next ones, so this video is not like 2 hours long. So we're going to move on to this next one, which is Gucci Bloom. But this one is the NETTARE di Fiori. I hope I said that right. NETTARE di Fiori. And you can tell which one it is because it's the one that has the black flowers on the bottle. But yeah, so this one is actually new in my collection. And I got this a couple months ago from Nordstrom. And when I went in, I specifically asked for just the regular Gucci Bloom. But when I tried it on, it was like an immediate no, which is crazy because the sales associate then recommended this one. And when I first tried it on, I was like, oh no, honey, yeah, I don't think the Gucci Bloom line is for me. But he insisted that I let it sit for a while, and I was like, yeah, all right, I know how this works. So that's exactly what I did. Initially, it was extremely way too floral, but the longer it sat on my skin, the molecules started to blend in with mine, and magic started to happen, and the next thing I know, I had to pick this up for myself. So I will say that this is undeniably still a very floral fragrance, but it's got this beautiful, soft, and creamy finish that is just going to blow your mind. I tend to stay away from floral fragrances because I don't want to walk around smelling like a bag of potpourri. This one actually changed the game for me, I'm not even gonna lie. As far as the composition goes, the top notes are going to be red rose, crisp ginger, middle notes are going to be tuberose, jasmine, and honeysuckle blooms, and then finishes off with base notes of patchouli, light musk, and powdery apricot scented asmanthus. Wow, that is such a mouthful. So yeah, definitely a lot of floral notes in this one. So if you're shopping for somebody who doesn't particularly like flowers or has really bad allergies, would not recommend this, but for the women who can stand it, This one is really, really beautiful. Moving right along, this next fragrance is Gold Fresh Couture by Moschino. It came out in, I believe, 2017, so it is fairly new. And this was actually a Christmas gift from my husband last year, either last year or Christmas 2019. I can't remember now. This one is very interesting, just like the bottle. I kind of wish that they would have made it an actual like spray, but no, it's just the top design, regular spray bottle. That would have made it interesting, but this one, I'll immediately tell you, is for a super edgy woman who likes to break the mold. It's spicy and warm, but fresh and energetic at the same time, and has top notes of mandarin orange, grapefruit, white peach, pear, mango, and rhubarb. And then follows with middle notes of lily of the valley, orchid, and jasmine, and finishes off with base notes of vanilla, musk, patchouli, sandalwood, and akigala wood? Akigala wood. It is really, really delicious though. But as it settles over time, it does get a little sweeter, but still maintains its freshness. So yeah, I definitely recommend this for the fun-loving woman in your life. All right, so moving right along, this fragrance is Prada Candy, and I believe this is the original one. It came out in 2011. This one is also new to my collection. I wasn't a huge fan of this in my younger years. Not that I'm old, but in my 20s. I wasn't as big of a fan of this one. It is a little bit spicy, but now that my senses have matured, this one is definitely an elegant fragrance. I would recommend this scent for the woman in your life who is fun and flirty and a little bit edgy and mysterious, or for one of those women who refuse to age, like my mother. Love you, Mom. Yeah, she out here looking 25 and she just turned 60. But yeah, so this would be a wonderful fragrance for that kind of woman. As far as the composition, it's got a mix of musks in the top notes, a sensual balsamic vanilla accord of benzoin in the heart notes, and then finishes off with base notes of sweet modern caramel. And I will say that the caramel really brings this fragrance together very, very well. There is just something so different about this one. So this is definitely a unique fragrance. It doesn't smell like a lot of other fragrances on the market. I definitely recommend this, and clearly I need to start wearing this more because wow, it smells really, really, really good. Okay, so for these next two fragrances, we're moving into the designer house of Yves Saint Laurent, aka YSL, and I'm going to start off with Black Opium. Now, this fragrance has mixed feelings in the market. There's a lot of people who love it, and there's a lot of people who say that it's too hyped for no reason. I personally love this fragrance. I am going to say that I think the reason why it gets a bad rep sometimes is because it definitely has a more mature scent to it. So this would be a lovely Christmas gift for a very well-seasoned, because we don't say old on this channel, this will be a good one for the very well-seasoned women in your life. This is one of my go-to fragrances for fall and winter time. Because it is a little stronger. So I like to wear it in the evening. I definitely like to wear it in colder weather because I don't like to mix a lot of musk with heat. It just becomes way too overwhelming. So definitely a cold season fragrance. As far as the composition, we've got top notes of pear, orange blossom, and pink pepper, which later develops into middle notes of bitter almond, jasmine, coffee, and licorice, and ends with base notes of cashmere, vanilla, cedar, and patchouli. But again, I really don't mind this one as long as I'm wearing it in the colder weather. It does have a delicious sweetness to it, which makes it more doable for the younger generation. But again, this is better suited for the fragrance connoisseurs. No offense to anybody who ain't, but yeah, those are gonna be the women that will be able to love and appreciate this fragrance for what it is. And the next one from YSL is absolutely, undeniably my #1 best fragrance in my collection. This YSL Libre is the best thing I've ever smelled in my whole entire life. I am not even kidding. I literally just bought this, like last month? Never knew anything about it until recently. I actually did a reel on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and it was a black girl fragrance tag. So it's basically a trend on Instagram that is calling for black women to share the fragrances that they have in their personal collections that evoke different emotions for them. And one of the categories calls for you to share the fragrance that you think every Black woman should have in their collection. And this is the one that I picked for that, because when I tell you, this right here is magic in a bottle. I don't even know. I mean, the funny thing is, it does not change much over time. Like literally, as I smell it on this bottle, it's the same way it smells on my skin the minute I spray it, and it's the same way it smells on my skin while I'm about to go take a shower at the end of the day. But this stuff literally lasts for hours. It's amazing. I don't even know how they do it, but stays on all day. I don't care what you do through the day, it's gonna be with you at the end of the day. So the composition for this one is super, super duper long. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. So it has top notes of black currant, petite grain, soothing lavender, and mandarin orange. And then follows with middle notes of lavender, night blooming jasmine, and orange blossom. And then finally finishes off with base notes of salty ambergris, musk, cedar, and Madagascar vanilla. I mean, it is so delicious. I can't even describe it. It's warm, it's sweet, it's sensual, it's flirty, it's fun. At the same time, it's sophisticated. You can wear this to work, you can wear this to dinner, you can wear this year-round. I don't care what season it is, it's always going to smell good. So if you pick up nothing else from this video, please do yourself a favor and go spray this on yourself in the department store. Try it out. I guarantee you are going to love, love, love this perfume. Okay, so this next fragrance is by Chanel. This one is the Paris Venice. I got this one from my local Chanel boutique. Actually, when I initially smelled it, I wasn't sure about it. So my SA sales associate was kind enough to give me samples of it so I can wear it for a while and see how it does. And of course I did. And I fell in love with how this smells. So it is actually a unisex fragrance, which kind of makes sense because it is very fresh. It does have floral notes in it. I feel like the use of floral notes in men's cologne has become more popular. So yeah, this can definitely go both ways. This one is very light and very refreshing, very airy. Definitely won't overwhelm you at all, but it definitely will stick with you for quite a few hours. And for some reason, I couldn't really find a lot of details on this fragrance. All that it says on the Chanel website is that it's got essence of neroli, which illuminates the warm tones of an oriental accord with notes of vanilla and tonka. Definitely recommend this for any age group, honestly. It's just good all around. Oh my gosh, we are down to the last fragrance. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me. I hope this video has been helpful. And if it has in any kind of way, then do hit the like button and consider hitting the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And if you're new to the subscription, then don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you know anytime I've uploaded a new video. So last but certainly not least, we've got Alien Goddess by the house of Mugler. This is actually a refillable bottle, and I cannot say enough good things about this perfume. So I actually found an overview description of this perfume on the site. So it was so good. I have to read it as it is, just for you to understand the complexity and how unique and special this perfume is. So it says, introducing Alien Goddess, the new feminine perfume by Mugler, is the embodiment of mystical femininity, bringing hope and positivity to the world. Alien Goddess is a divine scent for the woman who is in perfect harmony with her body and soul. Surrounded by a mystical and incandescent solar radiance, she magnifies the world around her with glory, generosity, and kindness. I mean, if you're gonna talk something up, that's the way to do it. That description is so on point, and I think for the campaign they used Willow Smith, which I think is just so fitting considering. So Alien Goddess is actually the newest rendition of the Alien line from Mugler. It actually launched July 23rd of this year. So when I was shopping at Nordstrom, of course we're still trying to push this because it was new. He pulled this out and was like, you have to try this. This is a new fragrance that I literally cannot keep on my shelf. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to smell different things. So he sprayed this on my hand and immediately, oh my God, immediately fell in love with this perfume. It is sweet, it is soft, it is sensual, it's intimate. I don't even know how to describe it. Intimate is such a strange word to use on fragrance, but that's literally what I think of it. It's such an intimate perfume. It really just draws you in, and it's like, I want to smell more. Like, what else is there? It's just so divine and complex. And as far as the composition goes, it's got top notes of sparkling bergamot from Italy. The middle notes include magnificent jasmine from India. And then the base notes have decadent vanilla from Madagascar. Absolutely amazing. I definitely would recommend this for this Christmas, especially because it is a new fragrance. So you have the best chance of surprising the woman in your life with something new, something fun, something interesting, and something so beautiful. Definitely put this one on the list. Okay, so final notes before I end this video. I did want to include one that is not on my person. I've actually never owned it, never even smelled it, but I thought I'd throw this in there because it is clearly one of the top fragrances on the fragrance market. And this one is splurge worthy. It's considered a luxury perfume, so it does cost $325 plus. And that fragrance, you've probably already heard of it. It is Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, so like I said, definitely splurge worthy. For the $325, I believe that's the price you'll pay for the 2.4 ounce, which is a lot. But apparently the reason why it's so expensive is because it's a molecule-based perfume. So the composition is way more complex, and they do use synthetic ingredients, which you'd think that would make it cheaper, but that actually makes it more expensive because they're creating these ingredients in the lab. But yes, I mean, people have literally said you can take a shower and you'll still be able to smell that stuff on you. So I'm very curious to smell this, and as soon as I do, I'll probably update you guys on Instagram and Facebook, so look out for that. So fragrance reviewers say that because it is a molecule-based fragrance, that it is recommended for people who don't necessarily like perfume, because based on the composition, it's not going to hit you with specific notes like a fragrance normally would. Kind of like just an essence or an aura that you carry around you, which is what makes it so unique. It's got top notes of saffron and jasmine, middle notes of amber and ambergris, and base notes of fir resin and cedar. I am really looking forward to trying this one out, but if you do already have it or you've been able to try it on for yourself, then let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know if it's worth the hype, if I have to have it, if I have to try it, or if I shouldn't even bother. It'll be really good information to share with everybody else so they can know as well if it was worth putting on the Christmas list. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I really do hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. As you can tell, I'm clearly a fragrance addict, and as my collection continues to grow, I'll be happy to share more information with you guys. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will definitely get back to you guys. Again, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing if you enjoy this kind of content. From my family to yours, happy holidays to all of you guys. I hope you get everything you desire for this Christmas, and I hope that you finish out this year truly blessed and favored. Until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!